Well,
in the back of my mind, I'm prepared to schedule the building twice this year.
okay.
So if that's the case.
Because I know it's your favorite thing to do.
I might have to do it.
Okay, all right, excellent, go ahead.
Okay, there are so few changes that I guess I can just go over them really quick and summarize them, and I'll take some questions. The first one is in addition to our distance learning program, and basically that is an excerpt from the law about the Commonwealth's dual enrollment program. And it's been around a long time, but it hasn't been funded. But last year and this year, it is funded, and hopefully it will continue to do that. The difference between the dual enrollment program and our distance learning program in terms of taking courses online is that we really don't have a prerequisite for our distance learning program. And it's to supplement and enrich our curriculum. So with our dual enrollment, the distance learning program, we don't allow students to take courses that they can take at Georgetown High School online. It's an enrichment program. Dual enrollment is different. Dual enrollment, you are killing two birds with one stone. So you could take English 11 at Northern Essex Community College and satisfy your requirement at Georgetown High School also at the same time. So it is different, but there are prerequisites. You have to be a junior and a senior, and our distance learning program is open to all grades, and you have to you maintain a B average to be in the dual enrollment program. And I should mention that we are exploring some other avenues also in terms of distance learning. We're looking at what some other schools are doing, and for example, we've always taken a good look at virtual high school, but we just don't think it's really cost effective to do that. But there are some other similar kinds of programs out there, and we are looking at some credit recovery programs that exist for some students that are in need in those areas. So next year, this will probably be a little bit different, and we'll probably be coming to you to approve some other kinds of online programs. So we are looking to expand and have that area grow. In the business department, we just updated some course descriptions to better reflect what we're doing in that course, in those courses, specifically in accounting. We really kind of revamped that to really integrate the school store into that as a learning laboratory. And our creativity course, which is what we would like all students to take that are going through the business department first. It's part of our entrepreneurial approach to the business department. Was updated because that is a course brand new this year, and it's growing. So we're revising it as we go. English. Basically the changes in English are that we're raising the prerequisite course to honors from B+ to an A-, and we're doing that pretty much across the board in the high school. Mandarin is a developing program. We are ready for the third.
Andrew, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Well, going from B+ to A-, too many kids were going into the program, or what was your thought process there?
We're looking to raise the bar a little bit, but we have a lot of kids that are in our honors program, a lot, and the ones we also have a sizable amount of people that override waiver into it that are not recommended, but we allow, and the parents sign a waiver, and we allow them to go in those courses.
The requirements for honors as well. I mean, for a high honors.
To make honors.
Yes, to make honors.
Yeah.
So has there been an issue with kids in the honors track that are doing poorly, and that's why you feel you need to streamline the kids in the program?
I wouldn't say poor. I wouldn't use the word poorly,
Okay.
but not up to standards.
Okay.
And if you want to increase the rigor in honors, this will give you more flexibility.
Right.
Right, yep.
So, but it also could strengthen your college prep program a little bit as well, right? Because it's gonna elevate
Yes.
that as well.
Yes, we always try to move the floor up.
Okay.
So we're ready for Mandarin 3 next year. Wellness education is basically, we are now, next year we will have completed the transition to a wellness program over a 4-year period. When we went to a 4-year requirement, we made those quarter courses, so we had a health program that was a 2-semester program, so we had to chop it up into quarters. So to avoid any repetition, we had PE in grades 11 and 12 2 years ago. This year it's just PEs in grade 12, and now the juniors, this year's juniors, are ready to have the last bit of health, and that will happen in Wellness 12. So the nutrition course, we added it to the program of studies. We're actually running it this year, but as a pilot, but it was not in the program of studies. It was kind of a last-minute budgetary adjustment when we eliminated our food nutrition program. Mathematics, we changed the opened up algebra 2 to 10th graders, and again, we feel that we're making some good progress in the middle school and in the high school, and we're able to offer college prep level algebra 2 in grade 10. There's there's some of these minor things. I'm not going to go through all of those. The chorus, we're kind of still struggling with what we really want there. This year, we broke up chorus into 2-semester courses, and it hasn't really worked out the way we wanted it to, so we're going back to a full year of chorus. Science, basically the only change in there, I gave you the whole the grid for the course sequence. The only change is opening up honors biology to freshmen, because normally students that were a lot of students that were taking biology in the in the honors track were taking honors introductory physics, and we're making that honors biology now. There were also some prerequisites changes in science that are math prerequisites, because it has been the opinion of the science department that some of the kids are in some courses that they don't have the math skills for. So, and we have been working to try to, with the science and the math department, to try to sync better, and so they feel that a math prerequisite will ensure that some kids are doing some better in the some of the honors programs in science. Social studies, we're trying to change some of our electives because we're finding that some of the current electives aren't as popular as they once were. So we kind of changed or modified, I guess, our contemporary affairs, which is like a current events course, to American controversies, to look at some of the more dramatic happenings in the world, and psychology, which is our most popular elective. We're going to add it just in focus on abnormal psychology, and as a former psychology teacher, I can tell you that that is the most that is the area in the survey of psychology that students are most interested in. So we are very confident that that elective is going to sell out. So,
A sellout.
and that's it.
All right. Any questions?
This is just based on where we are today, fully understanding that there may be some
Changes.
changes coming down the road.
There may be some changes, but when you see the cut list, and I think we're all in agreement in this room that we're trying to protect the core of the curriculum. So this stuff really isn't going to change.
Right.
very much outside of perhaps the business program.
Okay. Any other questions?
That's a question on the honors part. So we have always my favorite topic, but we have the waiver system. So right now, if somebody has somewhere around a B, I'm assuming. Let me put it this way: is there a certain level where a student would not be able to use waivers? Because I would suspect that gap would start to widen if you have A- students as the criteria, and then somebody wants to waive. Does the current waiver system stay in its current form, or is there still a baseline minimum where?
Well,
waivers
the
won't be
waiver
an option?
system is a philosophy
Mhm.
of the school, that it's a public school, and students and parents should be able to pick what level. And of course, we always want to challenge people.
Right.
So if they think that they can do it, it's not the professional's opinion that they will be successful there, but we give them that opportunity. So no, I guess is the answer
So it
to your
doesn't change
question.
it, but but if you have a threshold of A-, you're clearly changing this to a different level. And when you do that, the gap would most likely widen if the waiver system stays the way it is. The only reason why I ask the question is, do you actually foresee students then being pulled out of these courses and their schedules adjusted, and how often does it happen? Or do they, well, for example, say they're struggling
They're struggling. They
badly
need-
in the class.
They need
Yeah.
to move in.
As the rigor goes up, and say you're talking about a B-, possibly a C+ student,
Yeah.
and the parents want them in the course.
Well, then it's a discussion with the parents.
Okay.
I never want anybody to be in a position where they're not going to be successful. But I always want to give them the opportunity to reach as high as they can reach. And we make adjustments midstream. It's not for a lot of people, but it's very common to do that for some that need it.
If somebody were like a C student in a subject, it's not likely they would be a waiver. Are we talking about the people that are just like a half a grade below? Well,
He's
that
saying-
request-
he's
that
saying
request-
that's
that-
Sounds
no,
like
no,
it
no,
doesn't
no,
have
no,
to be.
I understand that he's saying it's open to everyone. I'm just saying, in practicality, in terms of what you see currently, is it generally the case, if it's a B+, that it's really the kids that are in that B range that want to push to the honors level, or would you likely see somebody in the C level? that-
C+, I see that a lot,
Okay, so like a grade lower.
yeah. And I should
So you
mention,
might-
gap becomes
So you,
That's
so
grade
you
one.
might,
Right.
right, George, I think your
that
point is made. well.
we're constantly exploring better ways to assess our students and to gather data for recommendations. And I think there's a better way to do it than the final grade. I don't think
And that
the
might help
final
out that
grade
process.
really
Right.
tells you what someone knows.
Right.
Right.
However, there's not a lot out there, especially for free, because that's where we are right now,
We know.
to draw upon. We looked at the high school examination.
Yeah.
That perhaps we would adopt that, and that's a little bit expensive. So we're looking for better ways, and we will continue to do that.
So I think if you do that, that will at least it'll take some of the curiosity of the placement
Right.
of students out of the game, and then parents may understand a little bit more and appreciate what the placement really is.
Right.
And that the placement's accurate if it's not just based on grade.
And what really drives my desire to do this is that I've been tracking the data of how kids perform that are on waivers, and 75% of them get a B or better
Right.
that waive into the class.
So that would say that
Yeah.
maybe we need to look at the criteria.
Yeah,
to-
but it is a little deceiving
Yeah.
because it doesn't reflect the people that don't do well at all and withdraw.
Right.
It's just the ones that stay in there.
Continue?
Yeah.
Any
But
other
it's also, I
questions?
think,
I do have a question.
I mean, the teacher does play an important
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
process. And
Yeah.
having been through that myself with that, should they continue on the honors track or whatever, I mean, it's not just about the grade.
Right.
It's really a conversation about the kid and his work,
Yeah.
his study habits and.
Yeah, and there are maturity issues there
Yeah.
also, because a lot can happen with someone's focus and study habits over a summer. So
as they mature
Yeah.
themselves.
Right. Ann had a question.
I just had a question for freshmen.